am actually very pissed off at the relationship my dad has with Gina. I do not support this relationship. I feel betrayed and disrespected by both of them. It feels like a slap in the face.
Joni is being a spoiled brat and is beyond jealous of my relationship with David and losing his attention.
Before Gina started dating my dad, we were close friends. Yes. We literally did everything together. We went to bars. She came to my house, I would go to her house. We went to family events. Gina and I would even take trips together. We went on a vacation for my birthday. She was the biggest boo-hoo crier I've ever met. She would always call me crying about her problems. I introduced Gina to my father at a New Year's Eve party at his house. As soon as she walked in the door, she definitely saw dollar signs. She asked for a tour. She kept complimenting his house, saying how nice it was, and she just kept going on about it. 4 to 5 months after that, I found out through someone else that they were dating. My heart just sank to my stomach. I was like, are you kidding me? Gina is the laziest, money-hungry person I've ever met. Gina got into this relationship to build herself a better life. She's a gold digger living the good life on my dad's money.
I finished cosmetology school, I'm licensed, I'm working in a salon, I'm making my own money.
She is always posting pictures of them going out on vacation, Miami, New York, Mexico, the Versace mansion. My dad is constantly trying to impress her. It's really annoying. My dad is being very naive about this relationship. Gina's only in this for the money, but I don't think my dad sees that. He needs to wake up a lot.
Well, Joni says she felt so betrayed by Gina and her father that she took her story to TikTok.
Story time. So, me and this girl became friends, and next thing I know, her and my dad's behind my back.
Because I was pissed off about the relationship that Gina and my dad had, I made a TikTok video.
She's 22, he's 55. Then the stupid bitch gets pregnant by my dad.
The video had pictures in the background of them going on vacation and going on different trips. Within like 5 hours, it had over 800,000 views.
She didn't really have that many friends, so I kind of took her in. This is her right here, holding onto my leg like the fiend she is, looking for another handout.
I pretty much said everything that happened. I said how we were friends, how she met my family, and then how I brought her in, and next thing I know, they started behind my back.
Everything that's said in this video is completely exaggerated. It's not true that she was my only friend. I wasn't desperate. I wasn't a desperate single mother seeking a sugar daddy. That's not true. It's 100% false.
I wanted people to see the type of person she is. She's a gold digger, and she's not the friend that I thought she was.
Okay, Joni, so this whole thing was a shock to you, right?
Yes.
So what is your real objection? Is your objection that this is a friend that betrayed you? Is your objection that your dad is getting played and exploited? Where's the rub?
It's all of it.
All of the above?
All of it.
Gina says you're exaggerating how close your friendship was, that it just makes a better story when you say, my best friend slept with my dad, when y'all were really just drinking buddies.
If we weren't really that close of friends, why'd they have to hide it from me?
Yeah, and you confided in each other, right? You confided things in her about your dad because you had frustrations with him before her. And what were they?
We just never really, we butted heads a lot. So, growing up, we didn't really, get along.
What do you say to yourself when you learn about this? Because it kind of sounds like, Joni's dad's a creeper.
It does sound creepy. If he wanted younger girls, he could have younger girls that aren't, near me or around me or that I know.
Yeah, why does it have to be your friends?
Yeah, I don't understand that.
That's insensitive. And you found out that they were dating after a friend was asked to join Gina and your dad in a relationship.
They wanted a three-way relationship.
After meeting your dad, Gina said she was, quote, gonna make your dad her sugar daddy. Did you think she was joking?
Yeah.
But then that turned out to be what you think is going on.
Yeah.
You think she's after him for the lifestyle, the trips, the money, Have you actually talked to him about it?
Kind of.
Uh-huh. And you guys still hung out while she was dating your dad?
Yes.
And
I didn't
she
know
hid
about
that
it.
from you?
Yeah, I didn't know about it for a really long time, like 5 months almost, I think.
Oh, 5 months.
Yeah.
So
It was a long time.
she would be with you, then leave you, go be with him.
Yeah.
And see you the next day,
Yeah.
then go be with him. And you would see your dad occasionally, right?
Yeah, because we were working towards a relationship.
And why would he hide it from you?
I have no idea. Because
Did-
he knows that I don't want him talking to my friends.
Did you ever ask him, why did this made me look a fool? Why did you not at least tell me?
I never asked him.
What do you want out of today?
I want a relationship with my dad.
You do. Is part of this that you're seeing him do things with her and with some of your friends on trips that he never took the time to do with you?
Yeah.
Because he didn't take you to Mexico. He didn't take you to these places that you would have liked to have gone with him. Is part of it that, as opposed to the dating aspect of it?
Thank you.
Just pull that
Thank
out.
you. I think it's all of it. It's just all of it.
It's kind of like he could have taken that time, spent that money, the effort, the planning, to take a trip and a vacation to spend quality time with you, which he didn't do, but you see him doing it with your friends. You're at home, he's down there with people you know, your contemporaries.
Yeah.
This is them. She's 22. He's 55.
Joni hates my guts and her father's for being in a relationship together. She really does believe I'm a gold digger. It's complete. David is a very adventurous person. He's intelligent and outgoing, always on the move to do something. David and I met as adults, and we made the decision as adults to date. And that's the bottom line. I'm really tired of people thinking I'm in it for the money. It's not it. I really do care for David.
We hung out every day. I invited her to my dad's house, my mom's house. She met my whole family.
Joni and I were casual friends, but we weren't best friends.
I just saw this little boy. I felt like $1 million, and he said, "You look like 20."
Joni had many qualities that I did not like about her. Xanax, she would smoke weed, she would drink a lot, almost every day. Every time we hung out, shared with me stories about her slashing tires and, getting in fist fights. Joni has no shame. I mean, you can go on her social media and you can see videos of her high as a kite, drinking and driving. Her eyes are barely open in any of her videos. It's a lot. I knew she wasn't a good quality person. She wasn't someone I wanted to get involved with. Joni's definitely wasting a lot of time and energy on a relationship that should not concern her.
This is her right here, holding onto my leg like the fiend she is, looking for another handout.
Joni did the TikTok video to provoke me, but it didn't work. I'm not going on Dr. Phil to be ratchet or to make a scene, but I will stand my ground and defend myself.
From tropical vacations to helicopter rides over the Big Apple, Gina says she and David are 100% committed to each other.
Everyone needs to mind their own business. It's David and I's relationship. I don't wake up and think about these people every morning, so why are they thinking about me? Joni is making these assumptions that I'm using her father for money, and it really does piss me off. His money is not why I want to be with him. Our relationship, it's healthy, it's fun. We just went to Tulum, Mexico, then we go to New York, and then we've been to Disney. We're always on the go doing something out of our home state. We are in a steady, committed relationship, 100%. David and I have talked about marriage, but it's not a priority right now. I'm in the process of moving in with David. I'm at his house 98% of the time. We have a child together, so it's obviously something very serious.
Then the stupid bitch gets pregnant by my dad.
Because of Joni posting the video, I received so much hateful messages. I had people calling me a money-hungry whore, saying, how could you sleep with your friend's dad, and calling my child that David and I have together really disgusting names. I even had people who I didn't even know message me telling me they were gonna come find me and whip my ass. It was extremely bizarre. I'm just really tired of people making assumptions about our relationship because Joni exaggerated a story. I really do care for David.
It's been a rewarding experience.
So bottom line, his relationship is real. Joni needs to get through her head that her father's a grown man and he can make his own life decisions.
Well, Gina, thanks for being here.
Thank you for having me.
You say she just needs to get it through her head that you guys are adults and this is just what you decided to do, and that's just not for her to dictate.
So this whole situation is very hard. Like, it's extremely hard to explain to anybody. I know people will judge me. They're gonna be like, oh, you're sick, you're dating your friend's dad. So I don't even tell people how I met David. I just want everyone to know, like, I hope you guys aren't here to judge me and you could really understand and watch it from my perspective.
Once people are adults, they can do what they want to do so long as it's legal and not infringing on other people's rights. If there was nothing wrong with it, why did you hide it?
So I told David, I was like, I'm gonna tell Joni. And he's like, do not do that. He's like, I'm her father. I will tell her when the time is right. So David did plan on telling her. It just wasn't at the right time. He didn't tell her fast enough because she found out.
5 months.
No, it was not 5 months. I've known her for 5 months. We were drinking buddies. That's what it was.
Didn't y'all know each other for
said
like...
that we were friends.
I'm sorry?
We were, it's
you
friends,
literally
yeah,
just said
it is friends. It is friends.
Didn't y'all know each other for like 3 years?
Oh, I've known her for, I've known her for like a year.
Okay.
Yeah, but when did you start hanging out with me? For like 5 months.
For like a year. I have the pictures, bro.
Show me them.
Well, here they are. I mean, you
Yeah, so.
have
Yeah,
lot
that
of
was in
pictures.
Jacksonville.
That was my birthday weekend.
Yes, we did.
This was when we went to St. Pete.
Yeah,
this was
we went
with
out
another
to get
friend
drinks,
of
girl.
mine.
We went out for drinks. We hung out. Look, we're at a bar there. We're at
You
a
are
bar
the only
there.
person that did not know we were
We're at
not
a bar
friends.
there. We're
You were the only
there.
person that knew that we weren't friends. You could have told me that before I introduced you
Wait,
to my
were
dad,
they?
bro.
Where'd you say? You didn't introduce me to him. But don't get me wrong. It was fake that it's bad that I didn't tell you right then and there. Hell yeah. Like, I will take that.
Great.
Here are excerpts from Instagram messages from between you and Joni. This is Joni, a photo of Joni and Gina. Gina, you look like you really like the smell of my hair. Joni, I was in love with you that night. Gina, I love you. Joni, I love you more, dude.
Yes.
Gina, heart emoji. I mean, this seems like friends interacting.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, we had a good time going out to bars and drinking, but it was nothing to where, like, I would sit down and talk about my profession with her, or do things that were, like,
So
getting
you never
me.
called me crying. You never came over and met my mom. You never came to my house. Like,
You
you don't think that's a little
stayed-
disrespectful to my mom as well?
You're acting like I planned on doing this.
Gina getting pregnant by my dad, that was like a punch in the gut. I didn't want to believe that it was happening. I kept saying it can't be my dad's kid. Right now, I am not thinking about having a relationship with their kid at all.
She told 2 of her other siblings to not come near the baby, which is like her own flesh and blood. It's extremely disappointing and shows just what type of person she is.
I feel like she was just trying to lock herself in financially. I think my dad was stupid for knocking Gina up.
Well, Joni says it was one thing finding out her friend was dating her father, but when she heard Gina was pregnant, it left her in tears. Gina says she's never seen Joni crying, but she's seen her filled with rage.
I'm 100% fearful of Joni because of what she's done to me and other people. Joni went ballistic when she found out about David and I's relationship.
After I found out my dad was dating Gina, I went over to the house.
She came in with just her underwear, a crop top, and gets irate. She was clearly high as a kite.
And I said, are you really about to date her? And he said, yeah. And then I looked at her and she just smirked at me. She disrespected the out of me.
Next thing I know, I have her fist touching the side of me. She struck me in the face. I was like, what the hell just happened?
I quickly jumped up and grabbed her by the arms, and I said, you are not going to do this in my house. I walked her out to the door, and I said, do not come back.
I wanted to get a restraining order, but because of David wanting to fix his relationship with his daughter, he figured a restraining order wasn't a good idea. Joni's made my life a living hell just because of her trying to always look for me and my location and, you know, the constant threats on social media. It just never ends. I can't even live my life without fearing that she's gonna like show up to my job and hurt me. I avoid downtown really because I know she hangs out there, certain bars, restaurants. After 2 years of being in a relationship with her father, Joni is still messaging me threats, calling me stupid, calling me a whore, just talking bad about me. It's extremely unnecessary. I should feel safe in my relationship.
Have you been on a vindictive mission?
No, sir.
You did put up a TikTok video that got like 800,000 views. I mean, it's a lot of people with you negatively messaging, right? And did you punch her in the face?
Oh my God, what a lie.
You didn't punch her in the face?
No.
Did she punch
She
you in the face?
punched me in the face, and then she pushed me at the hair show in front of my classmate and called me a stupid bitch.
Did
You're
you shove
lying
her
right
at the
now.
hair show? Are you afraid to acknowledge that because you've got some criminal charges pending?
Yes, sir.
Hypothetically, if you ran into her at a hair show, would you be likely to want to push her?
Hypothetically, yes.
Yeah. Would you hypothetically want to punch her if you ran into her?
Hypothetically, wouldn't anyone?
Yeah. Okay. I got you. And would you hypothetically have called her a stupid bitch, money hungry?
Yeah, I think I said that on TV, though.
Yeah. You say she doesn't have a lot of room to talk here because you say she dated a married man.
Yeah,
Who gives a about any of this? Like, this is about me, you, and my dad.
he just asked me, so I'm gonna answer.
Okay, well, that clears a few things up. Did you feel awkward hanging out with her while you were dating her dad?
Yes, it's awkward. It was really awkward. You know, people think that I'm doing this for the money and for fame, but it's obviously something I wasn't proud of, and I'm still not proud of it. And people are judging me because things happen in the moment. I went with the moment.
You've been talking about her being aggressive and punching you and all of that sort of thing. Weren't you arrested for battery against David's
Yes.
and his second ex-wife and spent 2 days in jail?
Yeah, okay, so what happened was in the state of Florida.
Well, is that yes or no?
Yes. But it wasn't physical, it was more over me throwing a red plastic cup. I was initiator. In the state of Florida, someone has to go to jail. And since I initiated something by throwing a cup, it was a charge. But it wasn't anything like physical where like I had a black eye and David had a black eye. It was just over a plastic cup.
Well, never boring. So David is here. He admits he probably should have told his daughter Joni that he was dating an acquaintance of hers. He doesn't refer to it as a good friend, just an acquaintance, but says what is done, and now it's time to move forward. Joni says it's not just her father dating Gina that upsets her, it's also the lifestyle her father has been living since her parents divorced.
After my dad and my mom got a divorce, my dad started spending a lot of money on girls and trips. He would fly to a bunch of different cities and he would take multiple girls with him. He has girls in different area codes. My dad likes to date younger women, young Hispanic foreign girls. I'm like 22, 26 years old.
I've dated younger women, but when there's a connection between a man and woman, the age shouldn't matter. I live an active lifestyle. I like to go mountain bike riding, scuba diving, hiking, and traveling. And dating Gina has allowed me to continue to be active. Gina and I have a great relationship, even though there is an age gap. We both like to travel.
You ready to go to Belize?
We've been to concerts together, Ariana Grande, Bad Bunny. We went to J-Lo concert together. Gina is vibrant and outgoing. Gina's also not uptight about me having friends that are of the opposite sex.
Yeah, my dad has girls around him all the time. For my brother's 21st birthday, they went to Vegas, and my dad was literally flying girls in to hang out. I just don't like it, especially them like being my age.
Well, David, it's good to meet you.
It's good to meet you, Dr. Phil.
So what's up with, I'm not talking about the ages, but why your daughter's friends? I mean, there's a lot of people in this world.
Yeah.
Why date people that she knows that are her friends, acquaintances, teammates, people around her? Why that pool of people?
I've really only dated one person for one night besides Gina.
Yeah, well, there is this one.
Yes,
and
I'm dating Gina, and then there was only one other that I had one date on one night.
Dad has even hit on my friend Courtney, who was on the same softball team as me.
I've been on a date with one of Joni's other friends last year, and nothing ever materialized for that date.
I feel like he's going through one long midlife crisis.
we spoke with one of Joni's close friends, Courtney, who is also a former softball teammate and was coached by you.
Right.
She says that you made a few gestures that were a little creepy towards her. So
but we didn't go on a date, Courtney and I. All she did, she came over one day to talk to me for something, and then she's like, "Yeah, I'm single now," and I said, "I'm single too." I said, "Maybe we should go on a date one night," and she said no, or said something to the fact that
well,
she
here's
didn't want
what
to.
she had to say, actually.
Yeah.
I had heard rumors that David was hitting on some of the other girls that we had played softball with, but I didn't ever think that I would be one of those girls that he would hit on because he was like a second dad to me. He was never super blunt about it. He would text me and ask me if how I was doing, and he'd be like, "Well, can I book you a massage?" and blah blah blah, which was kind of off.
So no, I didn't go on a date with her, and I didn't.
Did you try?
I asked her one day we should go on a date, and she declined, and so I never tried again.
Yeah. Is there a boundary in there where you know this is awkward for my daughter, this makes her feel uncomfortable, and so there's a boundary here where I'm just not gonna, I'm not gonna play around in this arena here. I'm gonna keep it private. I'm gonna keep it away from her just out of respect for her not feeling awkward. You have the right to do it. You're an adult. You can do what you want. But I'm just asking, as a dad, is there a boundary there that says this puts her in an uncomfortable position?
Yes, I agree. There should be a boundary there to not date her friends or.
But you see that now, but you didn't see it then?
Well, I did see it then, but I know at the moment Courtney was single, and she had mentioned that she was single, and I was single at the time too.
Yeah.
And
then you took another softball friend to Mexico with Gina.
Yeah, we did.
So we're up now to 4 or 5.
But we weren't on a date though.
You just went to Mexico together.
Yeah, but
It was her birthday.
it was her birthday, but she had friends out there already.
It's about boundaries. You know?
Absolutely, I
It's
agree.
about boundaries. It's not a matter of how you got there. It's about her looking at pictures of you with her friends somewhere else. Well, David says he's coming here today, and it's an opportunity of a lifetime to speak with me to try to help him to save his non-existent relationship with his daughter, Joni. Now, they both say their relationship was strained way before Gina ever got in the picture.
I'd love to have a relationship with my daughter Joni, but it has become impossible due to her animosity or hatred. I really don't know where Joni's anger is coming from.
Growing up, me and my dad did not have the best relationship.
I had a really good relationship with Joni. During her softball career, I coached my daughter, and she was one of the best players on the team, and she was well on her way to getting a softball scholarship.
Outside of softball, there really wasn't a relationship. When my dad found out that I was smoking weed, it felt like he just didn't want me in his life anymore.
Drug abuse is something that I do not tolerate.
He left, he got married, he had another kid, and he started a whole new life. For like 5 years, we didn't really talk that much. I emotionally felt left out. He missed a lot of my birthdays. He didn't go to prom. I didn't take any pictures with him during my graduation. He says he was there, I didn't see him. I just want my dad to accept me and not judge me.
What do you want with your dad?
I would like a relationship or something along those lines.
So would I, Joni.
Do you
But I also want to continue living my life romantically with somebody I'm with.
But I don't want to
But
get away from
you're not, does it have to be with people that
If
know.
somebody's going to live with me and
that
we
go
have a
behind
kid
my
together,
back? Someone that would go behind my back?
Dr. Phil, I was like, okay, I'm going to tell her, but I got to make sure that This is actually a relationship.
You don't need your daughter's permission to do what you want to do. You're a grown man. You've worked very hard to get where you are, and kids don't get to tell their parents what to do. As the dad, you have to recognize and be sensitive to boundaries and how those things affect your children.
Yes.
And Joni, I know your feelings are hurt. I know they were hurt a long time before Gina came along. Your issue is with your dad. He's done some stupid stuff, no question about it. You've made some really stupid choices in your life, no question about it. You guys can fix this. You can meet and talk and take it a step at a time. And there's power in forgiveness.
Yes.
You know, you both need to let go and forgive yourself for the bad choices you've made, and forgive each other for the boundaries you've crossed, the toes you've stepped on, and heal this relationship. You can do that. If you need help with it, I'll get you help with it. And Gina, the best thing in the world you can do is step to the side while they do this, let them work it out between them, and just support it in any way you can, because it's not about you.
Absolutely.
You're not the evil witch here. And you two work this out. As a dad, I can tell you, it's your job, and it should be your number one priority, okay? I'm gonna leave it there. I want to thank all of my guests today. For more information about today's show, log on to drphil.com.
Jonah says Gina was her bestie.
All of that changed after a boy came between them.
Actually a grown man, Joni's dad.
Gina getting pregnant by my dad was like a punch in the gut.
Why your daughter's friends?
She was single and I was single at the time too.
It's about boundaries.
New Dr. Phil.